Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Hey! Hey all you cool cats and kittens. Hey. It's everybody. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Nailed it. Welcome back to 6th grade science e-learning style in your face. This is episode 7. It'll be a brief one. We have only 2 things to do during this episode. Number 1, we are going to review some of the content that we introduced last week, specifically focusing on the moon phases, why the moon has phases, and the significance to the moon, the significance of the moon to humans here on Earth. And then also we're going to preview the assignment which is due tomorrow, Tuesday at 4. Let's roll. Check it, moon phases in your face. What we're going to do over the next few minutes is answer 3 questions. Number 1, what are the main moon phases, which you memorized when you were in 3rd grade, but we haven't revisited enough to have a neural connection for you to quickly retrieve it from your brain. So we're going to go over some strategies for that. Number 2, why? Why does the moon have phases? A much tougher question. And then number 3, so what? Let's get on to the moon phases. Starting with this one, it's kind of misleading. It looks like we can see the full moon. Actually, there's no moon. Did you say no moon or new moon? Doesn't matter. When there's no moon, that is called the new moon phase. When we can see just a right sliver or a right crescent of the moon, so the moon is getting a little bit bigger, that is called the waxing crescent. So waxing is when the moon is adding and getting bigger. XR, crescent, look at that pastry. Looking at this, you might think that we're looking at half of the circle, but remember the moon is a sphere. So really we're just looking at the front side of the moon, not the back side. So we're looking at half of half, which is a quarter. And in popular games such as baseball and softball and kickball, the right side of the field is the first base side. So this is indeed the first quarter moon phase. Now the moon is getting bigger, it's adding to its size. We can see the right side, a big part of the right side. And so this is waxing gibbous. Notice that gibbous, if we take the first 3 letters of gibbous and reverse them, it is big. Again, when the moon is waxing, we can see the right side, XR. That looks like a full moon. It's actually half moon, but we call it a full moon because that's all we can see from Earth. So when we can see the entire near side of the moon, that is full moon. Now the moon begins to go away. We can see the left side, but not all the right side. In this moon phase, we can see a big portion of the left side, which makes it the waning gibbous. If we can see the left side, but not the right, the moon is going away. So LN, left and waning. Again, gibbous and big. This, once again, is half of half, but it's the left half. So we remember baseball, softball, kickball. The base on the left side is third base. This is the 3rd quarter moon phase. Now we're left. The moon is going almost totally away. We can just see a sliver of the left side, which makes it the waning crescent and takes us back to new moon. Again, when the moon is adding, it's getting bigger, it's waxing. And then when it is going away, it's getting smaller, it's waning. Okay, we can memorize those. We can make flashcards or some other study device that'll help us. But let's now address this tougher question. Why does the moon have phases? To help answer that, let's look at this lovely illustration, not drawn to scale, but I did draw this. And we can see that at any point in time, as the moon is revolving around Earth, the moon is always half illuminated and half dark. But sometimes we can see the illuminated side fully from Earth, and sometimes we can't see any of it. And most of the time, we can see some of it, but not all of it. So as the moon revolves around Earth, it is always half illuminated and half dark. Sometimes we can see the illuminated side fully, sometimes we can't see it at all, and most of the time we can see part of it, which is why the moon appears to go through phases from our perspective on Earth. So what? Great question. Whether or not the moon has phases isn't as significant as the fact that the Earth has a moon, which is enormous. It is about 1/4 the size of Earth. And it does several things for Earth that are hugely important. Number one, it stabilizes Earth's axial tilt, which really means that there are parts of Earth that are habitable by humans, and then other parts of Earth that are inhabitable, and that those parts of Earth don't change over the course of centuries or longer. They're pretty consistent because Earth's axis of rotation remains stable throughout its orbit of the sun. Another impact that the moon has on Earth is that its gravitational pull pulls on Earth's water, creating high tide and low tide. And this helps clean up sandcastles throughout the course of the day. Thirdly, the moon protects Earth from flying rocks, not intentionally, but fortuitously. And then lastly, by reflecting the sun's light, it provides a little bit of moonlight for those nocturnal animals, helping us preserve the food chain. There we go. We're going to end with a picture of the moon. And if you thought that was the last picture, then you are crazy. Actually, we're going to end with Chippo. And if you thought that was the last picture, then you didn't anticipate that Chippo would be staring at a croissant. All right. Feel free to rewind if that was too quick and rewatch. Thank you. So the plan for Monday and Tuesday. Number one, please watch this video. It should take about 10 minutes. That's including rewinding and rewatching the most valuable parts. Numero dos, create a study device. Again, another 10 minutes on that assignment. And then lastly, just produce a 1-minute video on Flipgrid so you can share your work with others. The study device details are available on Canvas, but I do want to highlight a few key points. In terms of content, you must cover the 8 moon phases, both the shape and the name of each moon phase. Also explain why the moon has phases, more challenging than the first part. Highlight some of the various impacts that the moon has on Earth. And then lastly, research and find an interesting fun fact about the moon to include in your project. This project could be in any format, potentially flashcards, maybe a presentation, a stop motion video, regular motion video, poster or project, or really any combination of those or anything that you think would be a fun format. That's pretty much it for Monday and Tuesday. If you have any questions, email me, or you can hang on to those questions till tomorrow when we Zoom. Also, I do want to let you know that in your emoji keyboard, they've included all 8 moon phases. Check it out. I doubled down on new moon, so it's nice and balanced. But whoa, we've got some weird reflection stuff going on here. Let's quit while we're ahead. Okay, toodles.